friend of ours and fill a sportsman's dreams. Enjoy what nature holds for us, her bounty never ends. Getting back to basics with the practical sportsman. It's always an adventure, no matter where we go. From a favorite hunting spot to the hottest fishing hole. Outdoor life we all can share with family and friends. We'll do it all together with a practical sportsman. We'll do it all together with a practical sportsman.
Hi there, come on in. It is July 25th, the year 2002. Holy cow, Zach, where has the summer gone? I swear with the heat, it picked up the clock and the calendar. We're just running out of time here. I hope you've been enjoying the outdoors. We have a show coming up here. We're gonna have a recipe and a trophy tale and outdoor features, guide report, all the things we like to have in a program. So please stay tuned. I'm Fred Trost.
And I'm Zachary Trost.
You're watching The Practical Sportsman.
Wow. This is definitely the biggest bluegill I've ever caught. Now let's unveil him. Oh, look at that. Oh.
Production for Fred Trost's Practical Sportsman is made possible by the financial support of the following underwriting partners. Bark River Knife and Tool produces highly functional, specialty sporting knives and axes designed by custom knife maker Mike Stewart, whose lifetime of experience brought quality knife making back to Michigan's Upper Peninsula.
And by the financial support of viewers like you.
So we're going to be fishing for bluegill and bass in this pond. This is all it is a farm pond.
You can see the fish in there. You can see them swimming along and in the weeds every once in a while, and the big ones will come through there. But just on the other side of the weeds is where we'll be able to catch the bluegills.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now the technique that you use, what are we going to be doing? I mean, it looks from the way they're hitting the surface, and this pond is obviously loaded with them. It hasn't been fished in a long time. Is that right?
Well, the kids come back once in a while and do some fishing, but basically it's just the old bobber and worm, that's it.
I'm going to go the half a crawler route just for kicks. I just might catch a few more. I'm not going to gob it up on the hook. Everybody has their own technique. Of course, you use a big crawler, definitely you're going to catch nothing but a big gill. You use a hook here that's, looks to be about a number 6, maybe. I'm going to hook this once through the collar, like that. And hopefully a big gill will come along and just suck it in. This is about 3 feet down from the bobber. And I'll cast it out there and let it sit. See what happens. Maybe I'll even back up here in the shade in a minute. In fact, I know I'll back up in the shade. Ah. Oh, look at it. Action already. There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
Don't lose it.
Yep.
I'll get the net, right?
Oh.
Well, I've been excited over catching big fish before, but a bluegill that's sure to weigh over a pound? Well, this is real excitement.
Gun it. Oh, that is a beautiful gill.
Yeah, he's a big one.
Now he's in the weeds.
I'll get one.
This is great. Now I can, I think I can work him back through. Oh, you know, I really don't like it when it gets, there we
You're
go.
out now, I think, Fred.
Fred, come over here.
Yep.
If you can.
Yeah, it's that guy.
You know, it's a toss-up as to whether to loosen the drag or
I know, I don't want
tighten
you
it.
to lose him.
Yeah, I don't want to lose him, but now this is certainly unusual. Uh-oh. Oh, he's loose. He's loose, and look at him.
I'm going to go for him, Fred.
You're going to go for him?
You get him.
Okay.
Son of a bee-turker.
Okay, he's in the, covered with weeds.
Got him.
Oh, we've got him in here someplace. Gary, I got to thank you. Okay, let's see. Under all of this is a beautiful bluegill. Wow. This is definitely the biggest bluegill I've ever caught. Now let's unveil him. Oh, look at that. Oh.
It's a good sized one.
Good sized one. Good grief.
And they come bigger yet.
That's a monster. Oh, look at that, hooked right in the lip.
You had him good, didn't you?
Oh, man.
I never thought I'd do that
Look
either,
at that.
to be honest with you.
You know, you get one that's as big as your hand, but this one goes This one goes all the way up to, well, I know in a couple years it'll be halfway up to my elbow. Is where that bluegill went. See how easy that hook comes out. But look at the size of the mouth on that bluegill. Still relatively small. I don't doubt that what happens in a pond like this, you got all these small bass. Virtually every little bluegill that comes off the nest or, you know, on the beds gets eaten. So you have the big ones in here, and that's just the way it is right now.
That's true, Dave. We haven't seen any small ones.
So even if you catch and release bluegill this size, you're not talking about a fishery that's going to last a long time, you know, so.
And we have released, you know, our share of them.
Even though small kids make fish look bigger, you know this bluegill is a whopper. And take a look at the ones we ended up keeping.
Okay, it looks like we got a bunch of live blue. This is the one here, is the one I caught.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
It's this one.
That is the biggest one, and that is the one that's been on the stringer. That's the one that Dave caught.
Well, then it's this one.
No, it isn't. I caught this one here. This is the one. This is not the biggest bluegill of the group, but it's the one that I got. Look at the size of this. I wonder what that weighs. There's the biggest one. Look at that big bowl.
This one could swallow a night crawler in a single bound. Nearly a foot long, it weighed 1 pound 13 ounces. That's a monster bluegill.
This brown trout is being held by Lorna Carl from Riverdale in this picture here. And it's little over 18 pounds, 32 inches long. She caught it in Lake Michigan off Manistee. I think you were squeezing this fish too tight, Lorna. It looks like it's screaming.
Well, it was pretty heavy for me. More than what I wanted to handle.
I see. Well, you look pretty ecstatic there.
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever been fishing this kind of fish, you know, because I've always fished the little panfishes, but never been on a big boat to fish this kind of fish.
And how was it?
I was excited, especially when I started reeling it in. I was reeling too fast, and I couldn't handle the fishing pole, but I had a friend of ours that went on the boat with us, and he helped me hold the fishing pole so I could reel it in. And then it got harder when it got closer to the boat because the plaintiff board didn't unlatch.
So what kind of board?
Planer board.
Oh, planer board. I thought you said plaintiff board. I thought that was a legal term.
Planer. It didn't unlatch, and then.
Oh man, that really makes it tough.
It was hard. I fought it for about 45 minutes.
What was the occasion going out, being your first time?
Well, just because I wanted to go fishing for the big fish to try it out. You know, this is our third trip to fishing for this. The first time it didn't work out.
What do you mean?
Well, my husband and my daughter told me not to say this, but they chummed the fish.
They chummed, huh? I see. And what happened the second time?
The second time we got out there and the motor broke on the boat, so we had to troll back really slow. And we was like 18 miles out.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, this was...
the guy felt bad, so he took us out again, and I caught this fish.
You caught that fish?
It was foggy. It was really foggy that morning. We got up at 4 o'clock in the morning and got on the boat by 5 and out in the water.
And you caught that fish? Did anybody barf?
No.
Well, good. It was a great day then.
Yes, it was.
Well,
and we're going again this July again, so we're making it a yearly trip.
Well, good. Congratulations, Lorna. Catch another big one. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how law and law enforcement and politics can sometimes get mushed together, and the result is very bad for democracy and for the citizens who get ground up in the crossfire. Now, the law that started this little fracas off is MCL 28.425F3. This is a provision in the new CCW law that says an individual licensed under this act to carry a concealed pistol who is stopped by a peace officer shall disclose to the peace officer that he or she is carrying a pistol concealed upon his or her person or in the vehicle. Well, a sportsman called me who was arrested under this statute. Here's his ticket right here, and you can see that it says, failed to inform of CCW carrying firearm. Well, let's not worry right now about the sportsman side of the story. Let's look at the story the way the policeman tells it, which my client says is exactly the way it happened. Now, he was driving down a highway in Oceana County. Cop puts on his lights, pulls him over, apparently for speeding. So in short form, this is what it says in the police report. I exited my patrol vehicle and made contact with the suspect driver, advising him that I had stopped him for speeding. I then advised the suspect that I needed to see his driver's license, registration, proof of insurance, which he gave to him. I then returned to my patrol unit, ran the driver and vehicle through the SOS and lien. Central Dispatch advised me that the driver was approved to carry a concealed weapon. So I then returned to the suspect vehicle and advised him that Central Dispatch had informed me that he was a CCW holder. He stated that he did have a CCW license. I then asked him if he was carrying a pistol at the time, and he stated that he did have one with him. I then advised him that he was in violation of his CCW license because he did not advise me that he was a CCW holder at the start of the traffic stop. I advised him that if an officer stops him on a traffic stop, he is to immediately advise the officer that he has a weapon with him and that he is a CCW license holder. Citation was issued for fail to inform a law enforcement officer that he was carrying a concealed weapon. The complaint was turned over to the prosecuting attorney and the Oceana County Gun Board. Now remember, this ticket was issued to a guy who has a clean criminal record. He paid the $60 application fee for a concealed pistol license because he's a hunter and a target shooter. He went through the fingerprinting, the extensive FBI checks. He took the 10-hour class. He did everything that the law told him to do. Got his license, and now he's in hot water for what's called a civil infraction. But just take a look at the top of the police report and see what it says on this civil infraction. Weapons offense, concealed. Who wants that on their record in this day and age? And what's the penalty for not disclosing to an officer that you have a gun if you have a CCW? Well, for a first offense, it's a fine of not more than $500. Or you could have your license to carry a concealed pistol suspended for 6 months, or both. And for a second offense, $1,000, and your license to carry will be revoked. Pretty serious stuff. Caused my client not to sleep very well for quite a long time. He went to the magistrate to contest this ticket, as he had the right to do, and here's what the magistrate said when he said not guilty. Defendant disclosed during stop that he had a CCW license and was armed. Well, end of case, you would think, except the prosecutor and the cop didn't want to buy that. They wanted to push this to a formal hearing, and they said they'd take it right up to through the appeals process. And I asked the prosecutor why. He said that the Prosecutors Association and the state police don't like this law. They think it's written very poorly. It should say immediate in there. They're sure the legislature meant to put it in there. And by golly, they want to push this thing through and get that law changed. Well, I said, why do you have to put my guy through all this hassle when he really didn't break the law? And he says, well, this is what the police want to do to try to bring attention to this issue. Well, we found that there was a case down in Ottawa County. Identical situation. It happened in December. Guy was stopped for a traffic stop, had a CCW. Cops arrested him. The judge down there threw it out. The judge said, that statute lacks language to indicate that it has to be done immediately. The judge said it just has to be disclosed sometime during the traffic stop. This is exactly how the judge ruled in Oceana County. He says it's real clear. The word immediate's not there. Well, it doesn't just end here, because apparently the cops are still writing tickets for CCW holders failing to immediately disclose. Go to the state police website. Look up proper conduct during encounters with police, and they put right there, they quote the law almost, except they insert the word immediately between shall and disclose, and they put it in bold. That is not what the law says. The state police know this. They've read the law. The Attorney General knows this. So why in the world are they misquoting the law and arresting people when they shouldn't be arrested? Well, this is politics. When politics meets the law and the people who enforce the law don't like the way the law is written, take it into their own hands to rewrite the law, it's called a police state, is what that is, when the cops make the laws. And in our state, the top law enforcement official is Jennifer Granholm, the Attorney General, who's from Canada. Canada, not really big on guns owned by citizens. So I don't know where this is going, but it certainly is not good to have our state police promoting and misquoting and prosecuting people who are really innocent. We don't want a police state in this country. That's not what America is supposed to be about.
We received a perfect summer recipe from Jeff Yanzer called Bluegill stuffed tomatoes. And this, I think, tastes just like summer to me. It's got onions and celery, and I'm going to mix it into mayonnaise and going to add pepper. Now here you can adjust. If you want it just a little bit spicier, you could add crushed red pepper. And we're going to use bluegill. Now these are just boiled.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it's not fried or anything.
Boiled, boneless bluegill
exactly.
fillet?
How can you go wrong? And then just mix this into your mayonnaise mixture, and you could let it set in the refrigerator for a few minutes while you prepare your tomatoes. And to get the skins off easy, you just roll them around in boiling water for just a couple seconds. You can actually see the skin just starting to loosen up. And then you just take them out and just peel them like an apple almost. You just pick them a little bit, and it just kind of just peels right off.
That skin comes off of that tomato.
Yep. Just
now, was that real time?
Yes, exactly.
I mean, it only took a couple seconds.
Yep, that's all it takes. Yeah, because otherwise you're going to cook your tomato, and you don't want it to get real soft. And then you just core out the middle and put your mixture into it.
Well, what'd you do with that middle?
Well, we actually could use it in some soup or
boy,
stew.
I love those middles.
Yes.
Well, I tell you what, this recipe, I think Charlie Keenan is going to go absolutely wild. I'm sure I will.
It's very good. It's nice and light. It's an excellent summer dish. I wish I could taste a little bit more of the bluegill in here.
I can't taste a thing.
Yeah, you can't. The fish does not come through in this at all.
Yeah, that bacon seems to overpower it a little bit, but yet you don't want to take the bacon out because it makes a very nice taste, like a BLT.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you said BLT without the bread. I think that's a good analogy.
Oh, it is. It really tastes outstanding, but you know, to lose the bluegill flavor totally, I'm thinking if we could put something in there, some kind of rather yucky tasting fish, like largemouth bass. There's no more fitting fish for a tournament than largemouth bass. You throw them all back.
Does that have mayonnaise in there?
Yes.
It's got to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it'd be a perfect bass recipe. if it can disguise the bass, you can use it with anything.
Oh, I think it's great.
Oh, it's terrific.
Totally different.
Mm-hmm. During our July Puppy Saturday, Bobby Joe the Bobcat was 2 months old, and she's been Bill Yoder's constant companion. He's trying to tame her down where she can go out in public with people. And people came to the museum here not only to look at the puppies and pet the puppies, but to pet Bobby Joe. And I captured a little bit of this on tape. Here we are. The Bobcat hunter.
Bobcat Bill.
Yeah. So you guys want to pet the Bobcat?
Of course.
Well, got to do this under supervision of... Now, it's going to be a lot easier this time, isn't it, Bill?
Yeah. Except for she's cranky this week. We just had her declawed, and she's been fixed. You can see her belly's all shaved. She's gained 2 pounds since you seen her last. You see, she's biting everything.
Now, would she do that even if she hadn't been declawed?
Well, probably not as much. And she's tired. We was out about last night. Usually she's sleeping during the middle of the day, so. But
so all of her claws are gone?
Yep. Oh, it took away 4 of the weapons anyhow. She's just sore on her feet yet. They glue them now when they take the claws out, so there's no stitches. No. There's no stitches for them to chew on. And they glued her belly together.
Huh.
So they don't dig that apart.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see she's a whole lot bigger than she was when she was here before.
Yeah. Okay, well these folks here wanna...
We'll keep the towel between there because you're all right, Bobby.
That's pretty much like a regular kitten, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
No. Bobby.
Ooh.
Hey.
Doesn't fur like one.
No. Got her little motor running. What is that in there?
Is that a purr?
That's kind of a purr growl.
Well, there's a big difference between a purr and a growl.
Yeah, it's more of a growl right now. She's a little ornery.
Well, she wasn't that way when she...
No, she just, like I said, long week, you know, and all the surgeries. And a little stressed out. Hey, no, don't bite.
Now, will she get over this?
I hope so. You can bite your own foot. How's that feel? Bite the towel. You can pet from behind. Maybe she won't see you. You can hear her. She's half growling, half playing.
She got thick fur.
Yeah. She's getting more brown in her already. Be nice.
Does it hurt when she bites?
Yes.
Yes.
She got big canine teeth. There, that's a pretty girl.
Yeah, that is. She is a pretty girl. Well, what are your folks' name?
Melissa.
Melissa.
Melissa and?
It's his
Matthew.
birthday.
It is?
Yes.
It is.
How old are you, 9?
17.
Oh,
17
good.
forever.
Yeah.
25
Looks
today.
like she bit you.
On Matt's 25th birthday, he was here with Melissa to shop for a chocolate lab puppy and to pet a bobcat. Now, this fuzzy little thing really likes to sleep during the day. Boy, she is cantankerous.
Yeah, she's just had a long week. Bite him.
Oh, she ain't biting that hard.
No, sometimes if she's just playing right now, be nice.
Oh, yeah,
Hey.
you want to put your finger in there and let her?
No.
One reason Bill Yoder got a baby bobcat is to teach people about wildlife. And as Bobby Joe gets accustomed to people, hopefully she won't be using your teeth in a nasty way. But during her adolescent months, Bill is careful to protect the people who pet her. In the middle of June, Bobby Joe was 5 weeks old when she first came to the museum, quite a bit smaller than the second week in July when she was 2 months old. She's eating meat now, starting to grow, and Bill is planning to bring her back to the museum on our next Puppy Saturday, which will be the first Saturday in August. Hey, it's like a petting zoo here with live puppies and a live baby bobcat. That's August 3rd. Mark it down on your calendar. Here, we got some fresh meat for you.
Yeah. Be nice.
Now, does she understand what be nice means?
I don't know. I'm still learning myself.
Starting this week's Guides Report in the Traverse area, Pat tells me that they're still having a little success with salmon, getting a few on the bays, 1 to 3 per boat on average. He recommends using spoons in 30 to 100 foot of water. If you're going after lake trout, much deeper, 100 foot plus. He also let me know that the whitefish has slowed down, but the bass and bluegill is pretty good on the inland lakes, and for walleye, your best bet's going to be in the evenings on Long Lake or Lake Leelanau. In the Frankfurt area, Sunday was unfishable. Chris tells me there was 6 to 7 foot breakers. He said that's been the first day like that in a long time. However, Monday's fishing was fantastic. A southwest wind turned on and brought the king salmon in, 20-plus pounders. One charter boat had so many in the cooler they couldn't lift it off the boat. He said you're going to want to fish 20 to 40 foot of water using the Dodger Fly combo off of a Dipsy diver. However, he also said some people are just starting to use J-plugs around a number 3. Over in Lakes Cadillac and Mitchell, Debbie tells me that the fishing has changed and some of the species has slowed a bit. She said walleye, you're still going to find them at night, but they're also finding perch now and decent-sized ones, and the pike is still consistently good. Over in Oscoda, Johnny tells me that everyone is having success with salmon. However, catfish has slowed up a bit. Some days you'll limit, but some days you won't. The smallmouth bass are also in, and he said you're going to get some perch off of Van Etten Lake. Over in Lake St. Clair, the pike and muskie fishing has been very good. They actually had a 50-incher brought in the other day. Walleye, he said you're still going to have to work for them in 10 foot of water and get them out of those weeds, and they're also pulling 8 to 12-inch perch. Over in the Detroit River, they're limiting out on the Trenton Channel on walleye and also doing very well off of Point Moulet, about an average of 5 per boat, also getting perch along the breakwalls. If you'd like any up-to-date information or any of our Guides Report sources' numbers, you can contact them by getting their number off of our website at Practical Sport.
Well, Zach, that wraps up another show for one thing.
And that wraps up July.
Oh, Where did the summer go? We have one more month of summer left. I hope you take advantage of it. We're going to be back here next week in August with some ideas and information on how you can enjoy the rest of the summer. So join me and Zach, and hope to see you then.
Production for Fred Trost Practical Sportsman is made possible by the financial support of the following underwriting partners. Sporting Clays, a variety of targets in a natural setting. Orchard Hill Sporting Clays features 2 automated courses for clay target shooters. For newcomers, instruction and loaner guns are available at no cost. Shooting is fun for the whole family at Orchard Hill.
And by the financial support of viewers like you.
Oh, look at it. Action already. There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
Don't lose it.
Yep.
I'll get the net, right?
Oh, this is definitely the biggest bluegill I've ever
There
caught.
is still space available
Well, it's
for the
unveiling.
Scholarship Fun Shoot this Saturday at Orchard Hill Sporting Clays. And also remember, August 3rd is the next Puppy Saturday at the museum.
You've got a big one.